You ever notice how the harder you try to make people like you, the less they seem to respect you? It's almost unfair, right? You give your time, your energy, you bend over backward to please everyone, and somehow you end up being treated like a doormat. The truth is, the psychology behind people-pleasing is one of the biggest traps in self-improvement. You think being nice will make people value you, but in reality, it often does the opposite. Here's the counterintuitive truth most people don't want to hear. Trying too hard to be liked actually kills respect. When you constantly seek validation, you send a message, maybe not with words but with your energy, that your self-worth depends on other people's approval. And that's exactly when others stop taking you seriously. They sense your hesitation, your need for acceptance, and that's when disrespect starts creeping in. It's not about being mean or arrogant, it's about owning yourself. In this video, we're going to break down how to earn respect instantly, how to stop caring what others think, and how to develop the kind of social confidence that makes people admire you without you even trying. This isn't about becoming alpha in some cringy way. It's about understanding the psychology of respect and building authentic confidence. So if you've ever wondered why people don't respect you, or how to finally command it without begging for approval, stick around, because we're about to flip your mindset upside down. The hidden cost of wanting to be liked. Here's the thing. Most people don't realize that trying to be liked is actually a subtle form of manipulation. Sounds harsh, right? But think about it. When someone constantly adjusts their personality just to please others, what they're really saying is, I'll be whoever you want me to be, just don't reject me. That mindset destroys self-respect and signals insecurity. People sense that energy instantly. It's why some folks never get taken seriously, no matter how kind or helpful they are. It's not the kindness that's the problem. It's the lack of backbone behind it. Imagine a coworker who always says yes to everything. At first, people might appreciate their willingness to help. But soon, they become the go-to person for extra work, last-minute favors, and emotional dumping. Why? Because when you never set personal boundaries, people unconsciously stop viewing you as an equal. It's not about being rude. It's about having the confidence to say, hey, I've got limits. Learning how to stop people-pleasing is the first step to earning real respect. And here's the paradox. The moment you stop chasing approval, people start giving it to you. When you develop that quiet alpha mindset, not arrogance but calm self-assurance, others naturally respond to it. They sense your authenticity, your emotional intelligence, and your self-worth. That's the power of self-respect. But what really happens when you start saying no? Well, that's where things get interesting. Why people disrespect you when you try too hard. Let's get brutally honest. People disrespect you not because they're mean, but because you teach them how to treat you. When you try too hard to be liked, you unconsciously lower your value in their eyes. It's like walking around with a sign that says, "Your opinion matters more than mine." The psychology of respect versus like is fascinating. People might enjoy your company, but they won't respect you if you don't respect yourself first. That's why self-esteem and assertiveness training are non-negotiable in personal development. Take this example. You're always the one initiating conversations, making plans and apologizing, even when you've done nothing wrong. You think that's showing care, but it's actually broadcasting neediness. Confident people don't chase validation, they attract it. The ones who know how to be respected by everyone understand that silence, composure, and boundaries speak louder than trying to please. That's the essence of respect psychology. People respect what feels scarce, not what's always available on demand. The shift happens when you start prioritizing self-worth over being liked. You stop chasing every text reply, every nod of approval, and start standing tall in who you are. That energy shift changes how people respond to you. Suddenly, your no carries weight, your presence commands attention. But before you can master that, you need to understand what real confidence looks like, and it's probably not what you think. The truth about confidence, it's not loud, it's solid. Most people think confidence is about being the loudest voice in the room, flexing your status, or having that "I don't care" attitude. But real social confidence is the opposite. It's calm, grounded, and doesn't need to prove anything. You've probably met that one person who barely says a word, yet everyone pays attention when they do. That's authentic confidence. It comes from self-respect, not showmanship. When you stop trying to impress and start expressing, you naturally command respect. Here's the secret. Confidence isn't something you fake, it's something you build. You build it every time you say no when it's uncomfortable, every time you speak your truth without fearing judgment, and every time you choose authenticity over approval. Start small. Speak up in meetings. Set a clear boundary with that friend who always crosses the line. Little acts of courage compound into massive self-improvement. That's how you develop that unshakable, "I've got this" energy people can feel a mile away. Confidence also means being okay with not being liked by everyone. You stop living for validation and start living by values. That's when your vibe changes. People sense you're not playing games. You've got emotional intelligence guiding your reactions, not insecurity. That kind of quiet power is magnetic. It earns respect instantly. But what truly transforms everything isn't just confidence. It's learning the art of boundaries and how they redefine your entire social dynamic. Boundaries, the secret language of self-respect. Boundaries are like invisible fences that protect your peace, energy, and dignity. The people who lack them often end up feeling drained, used, or invisible. Setting personal boundaries isn't about being cold or distant. It's about defining how others are allowed to treat you. Think of it as emotional hygiene. You wouldn't let someone dump trash in your living room, so why let them dump negativity into your mind? When you respect your own space, others have no choice but to do the same. Here's a real-world example. Imagine you're always available for everyone, friends, co-workers, family. The moment you try to rest, someone calls needing just a quick favor. You sigh and do it again. Over time, resentment builds. That's the cost of people-pleasing psychology. Now flip it. You politely say, "I'd love to help, but I can't right now." Guess what happens? The world doesn't end. They adapt. You start teaching them how to respect you, and your self-worth skyrockets. That's the power of assertiveness training in action. And here's the twist. Boundaries don't push people away. They attract the right ones. The ones who respect your time and energy are the ones who belong in your life. That's a major mindset shift in personal development. Realizing that saying no doesn't make you selfish. It makes you self-aware. Once you master this, you stop chasing approval and start creating balance. But even with solid boundaries, there's still one deeper layer to mastering respect. And it all starts with authenticity. Authenticity, the ultimate power move. Authenticity is what separates the respected from the forgettable. When you're authentic, you don't chase trends, fake confidence, or wear masks just to fit in. You're real, grounded, and unapologetically yourself. That's the kind of presence that draws people in without effort. It's not about trying to make people like you. It's about being so comfortable in your own skin that others can't help but respect you. The irony? The moment you stop trying to impress, you start to inspire. Take someone like Keanu Reeves, for instance. He's not loud, he's not flashy, but he's genuine. People respect him because he's consistent, kind, and doesn't pretend to be anyone else. That's self-respect motivation in real life. When you operate from that place, social dynamics shift in your favor. You radiate calm confidence. You speak with purpose. You carry yourself in a way that says, "I don't need your validation, but I value genuine connection." That's how to gain respect instantly, through authenticity. Living authentically also frees you from fear of judgment, rejection, or failure. You begin to stop caring what others think and start caring about what you think. That's where true power lies, when your peace no longer depends on anyone else's approval. It's not just self-help motivation, it's liberation. And once you live this truth, you'll realize that respect isn't something you demand, it's something you naturally attract. But here's the real challenge. Will you actually start applying this, or just nod and scroll away? So, now that you understand why trying to be liked makes people disrespect you, here's the million-dollar question. Are you ready to stop begging for approval and start earning respect? Everything you've learned, confidence, self-worth, boundaries, authenticity, is useless unless you actually apply it. Don't just watch this and think, "That makes sense." Go live it. Say no when you mean no. Speak up when it's uncomfortable. Choose self-respect over temporary validation. That's how you gain respect instantly, through consistent action. Think about it. What's the cost of staying the same? More people taking you for granted? More moments where you swallow your truth just to keep the peace? You deserve better. Real self-improvement isn't about changing who you are. It's about returning to who you were before the world told you to please everyone. That's personal development at its core. When you embody that, people feel it. You don't have to demand respect. They'll just give it. So, what kind of person do you want to be? The one everyone likes for a moment, or the one everyone respects for a lifetime? If you're ready to take control of your self-respect and social confidence, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and keep learning how to build a mindset that commands respect, not approval. Because once you stop needing to be liked, that's when you finally become unstoppable.